So you want to make a film, but feel like you don't have all the equipment that you need. I'm here to tell you, you have everything that you need. Even if you have an old VHS camera that you found in your grandma's basement, that is great. Use that. Use what you have. Most of us have a cell phone in our pocket, and that's what we're going to talk about today, is making a film with your smartphone or someone else's smartphone. Borrow one if you have to. Be resourceful. The images are the least important. Yes, a great, magnificent painting like beautiful image is amazing, but it's not necessary. The most important thing is the story. If you have a good story that's relatable and that people can follow, they will stick around. And then the second most important thing is the audio. If they could hear the story, then they're going to stick around. However, audio is not that forgiving. If it hurts their ears and it's painful to listen to, they are not going to stick around. So make sure you have good audio. People always ask me, well, what camera should I get? What's the fanciest camera? I need the best equipment to make a film. No, you don't. No, you don't. You could doodle on a piece of paper, and as long as the story is great, people will follow along. What's most important is the story and the audio. You don't need anything fancy. You just have to get started. Look at me. I'm using my Italian hands now. You just have to get started. That's it. Make shitty movies at first. Learn from it and move forward and grow. So let's break this down. How do I get started making a film with just a smartphone? You can use an Android or an iPhone. Doesn't matter. Both of these are older models. Both of these will make films. Both of these will record audio. If you're going to record straight to the camera, go into a closet or something and do voiceovers like that. Make sure you have good audio. Even though the audience will be forgiving of bad images, it's always nice to create aesthetically pleasing images for people to watch because it just feels good. And if something is beautiful, you want to stay and watch it. So let's start with getting the image out of our camera, aka the phone, as best as we can. Yes, you could just hit record on the default app on your phone. Absolutely. If that's all you want to do to get started, do it. Whatever it takes you to get started. If you want to take a little extra time, download an app where you have more control over the camera settings. So you want to go to your app store. It's going to be different on Android, but it's the same process. And get the Blackmagic camera, install that. So it needs access to everything, allow it access to everything. Now I have a camera. You can see what lens I'm using. I have two options. I have the 13 wide and I have the 26. I have frame rate. You want 24 if you're doing film stuff, 30 if you're doing more like television stuff. And then if you want to go slow-mo, this one goes up to 60. So, but right now I'm going to go to 24 because I'm just making a quick film. So the shutter, I don't want to do the fractions, right? I don't want the guesswork because when you're doing videos, you want to double the frame rate. So if my frame rate is 24, I would want to double my shutter speed. Like if you're on a DSLR camera, I would want it to go to 48. If I was going to 60 frames per second, I would want this at 120. Okay, but with more cinema-like cameras, we're going back to 24, I want to do shutter angle. So I go into the settings and the shutter measurement. I don't want speed, I want angle. So now when I go back to the camera, you'll see shutter speed at 180. So as long as it's what 180, I know whatever my frame rate is, it's going to be good with the shutter speed. The ISO is important. So now you have control over your ISO, right? So if you go lower ISO, it's less light, less grainy. If you go higher ISO, it gets brighter, but it will get more grainy in there. So you just want it to what you need it at. And then white balance, you have options. This is on auto right now, but you have like, if it's a cloudy day, you're in the shade, you have all these different options, or you could pick your own number depending on what kind of lights you're using, if you're outside or if you're inside. The lower numbers are more blue, and then the higher numbers are more orangish yellow. So now you have your camera set up, you're ready to create a film, but you need a story. The most important thing is the story. So you're going to write down the story. And if you have an idea for shots, you're going to make a shot list. You're going to say, I want this shot. I want a close up on this person. I want a wide establishing shot so we know where we are. And you're going to write a story. For this video, I'm going to create a one shot, one scene, one character short film story. So my story is a Lego character sitting in a car. I know it's going to be a voiceover. Am I just going to voice it over while holding the camera? No, I'm going to get good audio, because remember, what's the second most important thing? Is the audio. So I have this, it's an older model, a Zoom recorder. You could probably get these for $300. If that's out of your budget, just record on your cell phone. This is just because I need XLR inputs and blah, blah. It's fancy, it's for work. It's not needed though, but just make sure your audio is clean and beautiful. People will thank you for it later. All right, so I'm gonna go shoot this, and then I'm gonna come back into the edit bay and show you what I got. This is the shot that I got. I knew I wanted the Lego character in a car and with shallow depth of field. So I knew that I needed the Lego to have a face, and I don't animate. So I asked a friend to animate it. This is what the face looks like by itself. I had to rescale it and put it together, and this is what we have. Now I'm gonna have to blend this face and just make it match a little better and do a color grade, and voila, I have a one scene film. I mean, it's really that easy to make a film. Let's watch it.
Hi, I'm Quinn. I'm a lonely ass bitch. My heart got broken by the love of my life, like ripped out of my chest and stomped on type of broken. Directly after that, I jumped into a rebound relationship. I wasn't even attracted to the hag, but somehow she consumed 4 years of my life. Fast forward 7 years later, here I am, single, lonely, and abstinent. I'm not even sure if my vagina still works. You see, I've been so traumatized by my previous so-called romantic encounters that I've become a recluse, similar to that character Gollum, locked away into some deep dark cave. I have no friends, and the people that I do interact with, I ensure have no possible inkling of any sort of attraction to me. I literally cry myself to sleep every night while hugging a giant pillow. I put on a good smile each day, but on the inside, I'm longing for more. Something has to change, and that's why I'm going out tonight.
So that was it, my one act Lego scene. I kept it really simple and used the most basic of equipment. You don't need fancy things, just get started and learn. If you can make a film out of nothing, then you really got good skills. If you like content like this, check out my other playlist, Indie Film Critiquing, where I critique your independent films, and also my real-time editing labs, where you're basically looking over my shoulder and I'm giving you tips and tricks as I'm editing real time. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you later. Bye!